Today we are going to talk about the infamous case of Anneliese Michel, which is one of the few cases of exorcism which went to the court.
But be warned.
Some bone-chilling and spooky stuff is coming up. If horror is not really your thing, and if you are a faint heart, better stop the video right now and watch something else. Everybody else, let's jump right into it. Anna Elizabeth Anneliese Michel was born on 21st September 1952 in Bavaria, West Germany, in a Roman Catholic family. She has been described as bright, likable, and strongly Catholic during her early years of life. All was going good until Anneliese had her first seizure when she was 16 and was diagnosed with psychosis. She would later tell her mother that at the time of her first seizure, she felt as if someone was sitting on her chest and pinning her to her bed. She was prescribed different types of drugs and was undergoing treatment by a psychiatric hospital. The medicines and the treatment did not improve her condition, and her condition worsened. By the time she was 20, she claimed to be hearing voices. In the spring of 1973, things began to take an ugly turn. She claimed hearing voices saying that she will be damned and she will
Rot in hell.
By this time, Anneliese had turned suicidal, became intolerant of religious symbols, and would eat spiders and flies. She also licked up her own urine from the floor. When 5 years of medication bore no fruits, she and her family became convinced that she was possessed by some demon. Her family appealed to the Catholic Church for an exorcism, which was initially rejected by the church, but later, after much hesitation, as Wikipedia writes it, the permission was granted. And Father Arnold Renz was sent to perform exorcism on Anneliese in 1975, but under total secrecy. The first exorcism took place on September 24, 1975, which was followed by a series of 66 exorcisms performed once or twice a week. In total, 67 exorcisms were performed over a period of 1 year. Some of the exorcism sessions were recorded, and a total of 42 audio tapes are available which contain the recording of those 42 exorcisms. I am going to play a recording for you people, but fair warning, some of you might find this very disturbing and scary. Better skip it if you don't want this to haunt you.
Ich erprescht das so, dass ich in dem Wald drin bin. Ich trag dir die Rotznase noch so lang, bis es lebt wird. Saublöde Weib. Für uns gibt's kein Zurück. Nie. In alle Ewigkeit. Ich, der Judas und der Nero, der Kain und der Hitler. Fünfzimmer.
Das ist der sechste?
Oh, den haben wir gelogen.
As you have heard, Anneliese was supposedly possessed by quite a few demons. She named Judas, Nero, Cain, and Hitler. In another recording, she can be heard naming Lucifer, Satan himself, and Valentin Frischmann among the previous mentioned names that had possessed her. She provided accurate description about Valentin Frischmann, to which Father Renz said that he was shocked, as it was not possible for Anneliese to know this much deal about Frischmann. During the course of exorcism, Michel refused to eat, stating she was not permitted to, and refused to go to any doctor or take any medication. Now, it is said that a person who is possessed shows some signs of or symptoms of possession, which are aversion to sacred, that is, possessed people cannot stand religious objects, symbols, texts, and places, which we see a lot in the movies. The second symptom is knowledge of hidden things, that is, things about which the possessed person has no way of knowing unless some demon is disclosing those secrets to him or her. The third is great physical strength, that is, possessed person exhibits near superhuman strength. and the fourth and the last, epileptic-like seizures. All the four symptoms were exhibited by Anneliese Michel. Her sister claims that despite being only 30 to 35 kgs in weight due to the semi-starvation she had put herself through, she once threw her another sister across the room like she was a rag doll, and once crushed an apple in her hand, making the fragments fly all over the room. During her last exorcism, Anneliese didn't say anything except for, "Please, absolution." Next morning, on 1st of July 1976, she was found dead by her family in her room. Anneliese was 23 years old at the time of her death. Michel was only 30 kgs in weight and with broken knees and had possibly contracted pneumonia. The autopsy concluded that Anneliese Michel has died due to malnutrition and dehydration. Her parents and two priests who were performing exorcism were sentenced to 6 months in jail and a fine for negligent homicide, although the defense even played the audio tapes of exorcism in the court. The court also did not take into account that Michel's pupils were unusually dilated and her body bore no ulcers, which usually happen to a person who is starved. The prosecution argued that the medication had put a stop to her seizures and might have even saved her life if they hadn't been discontinued. The court ruled that Anneliese was in no state to make decisions for herself and therefore should have been forced to eat and seek medical care. Interestingly, the autopsy had also revealed that Michel had a perfectly healthy brain. Nothing was found in her brain which could cause epileptic seizures, not even on the microscopical level. 3 movies have been made on the case of Anneliese Michel, which are The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Requiem, and Anneliese the Exorcist tapes. So what do you guys think about this case? Was Anneliese truly possessed, or was she a severe case of some mental illness? The comment section is all yours. Although what really happened was back then and still remains
A mystery.